Thanks
Hi.
for doing the interview.
No props.
I want to know, what made you first want to become an actor?
Well, I guess I started acting when I was 10. I started off as like a dance actually when I was like 9. And then I kind of fell in puppy love with one of the girls in the dance class. I wrote her a Valentine's letter and she didn't like it, so I quit the dance class and took up acting.
Did it work? Did you win her over?
So I took up acting. Yeah, and so I went to the Australian Theatre for Young People, and then I just continued doing theatre from there. Australian theatre and lots of different styles. Like some of it was quite experimental, and then I'd also do Brecht and Shakespeare. And then when I finished high school, I came here to England and started training Bristol Vic. And yeah, no, it's always been my focus since then.
What made you choose to come to England?
I guess the training is. I think the training is probably the best in the world. It's kind of renowned here for the drama schools. There's definitely some good drama schools elsewhere, but here's where you come to really sort of train with the best in the world. I mean, where I trained, there was 4,000 applicants for that year, and they accepted 12 people. And other places kind of get a good amount of applicants, but nowhere near the same. And also, I was really quite obsessed with Daniel Day-Lewis at the time, and his process I found so fascinating, the way he really submerged in the role. And I wanted to start where he started, so that's why I went to Bristol. And the theatre here is great, so I've stayed.
That's good.
Yeah.
How did you get selected out of all the people? What made you stand out?
I guess I don't know, they saw something. I mean, even then, when I was 18, I would think a lot about the process. And I read a lot of Stanislavski and things like that, so perhaps they saw my sort of passion for an interest to experiment with different things to get a good result. I'm not an actor that just kind of learns the lines and comes to set and just does it and goes home. I really like to submerge myself in it, get involved in the character and create something different. And perhaps that's what they saw. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just thought I was young and could. Oh yeah, he'll work. But my romantic idea is that's why.
You mentioned the process. What kind of processes did you go to prepare for a role?
Well, a lot of the time I think about the character's body first. I mean, and the lifestyle affects how they communicate, and how they look and how they move and how they talk. So if they're a writer, for instance, perhaps they're. Wait, no, you're a writer. but perhaps if the character was a writer, like a novelist, he would spend a lot of his time at home. He would drink lots of coffee and smoke cigarettes and eat a lot of food. So perhaps he'd have a bit of podge going on, and perhaps he's not used to talking to people, so perhaps he would have some social things, social inadequacies, things like that. But this is I'm just trying to think through how I would approach something. But yeah, I think a lifestyle would be important, and then how they relate to other people. But always the actor has to start from what's in themselves already. So yeah, I guess I start with what I have and my own experience, and then build on that.
What attracted you to the role of Peter?
But I think the character goes through so much in such a brief amount of time. It was good to. It was nice to be able to experiment with that. I mean, it was kind of condensed and quite intense drama, and it was very. What I liked about it is the plot was simple, and it was one scene, and it focused on these two characters' relationship. I think so often that short films try to do too much, or try to throw in gimmicks and filmmaking devices and things like that, which kind of override the drama, and the conflict, which is the most important thing. And I think that's why this kind of worked. The script, really kind of enabled the whole filmmaking process to be simple, and it came out really well. And that's what I kind of saw when I first saw the script. I was like, okay, this is simple and intense, and just like, and I can do something meaty with it. Yeah, that's why.
How would you describe Lovers Jump?
How would I describe it? Okay. I would say it's like a condensed relationship between it's a condensed relationship between two people that results in pretty dramatic events. And I think it's going to surprise people as well. Yeah.
What's the strangest things you've had to do in an audition?
Yeah, I've had a few. I guess there was someone wanted me to dance like they do in the Moscow ballet. And they showed me a clip, like when I turned up, they showed me a clip of the Moscow ballet, like doing like some beautiful dancing, and they were like, okay, can you do this? Okay, if you just get up and try this, that'd be great. And I just kind of went, oh, actually, I've got to go. Maybe if you call my agent, they can sort something out. Okay, bye. That was pretty weird.
How was your time in LA?
That was good. I love LA. I want to go back as soon as I can. There's some great people out there. Everyone's so open, and you can really kind of do your business as an actor. Sometimes here it's tricky because there's I think doors are more closed over here or in other parts of the world, but it seems like everyone has one shot. You know what I mean? And if they've got what it takes, they can shine through eventually. And so I'd love to be there again as soon as I can. I've got a great manager there, Scott Fish, and so we're working well together. A few different projects, so hopefully I'll be there soon.
What made you choose him as a manager?
Well, he was really honest, and he had a really nice way of being honest as well. He wasn't honest in terms of, he wasn't harsh at all, but he said what he needed to say in a very kind of amenable way, which showed me he's a very good communicator. And you know, he knew what he was talking about. We were very much on the same page when we were talking about the business and different film roles. And he got me as an actor. That was important. He got where I was coming from. So it was an easy choice for me, really.
You've been up for auditioning for a lot of parts like Spider-Man 4 and Scream 4. How did they go? And what was the process like?
Oh, good, yeah. No, I've been getting great feedback. I've been shortlisted for some big films. So my managers tell me it's just a matter of time now. Before I land like a break and I can just start doing what I really want to do every day. But the process nowadays is usually that, because I have 3 managers in the UK, LA and Australia, I'm submitted in all 3 countries now. A lot of time I go on tape at Spotlight. So they film me like with a camera like now doing the audition, and then they send it to LA and Australia. And sometimes I'll meet the casting director over here as well. So I have 3 chances of getting it rather than just 1. Yeah.
What projects are you currently working on?
I've got a short film coming up next week, which was the stage manager of Madness in Valencia, which you guys saw. He's actually a filmmaker as well. And we had a great time on Madness in Valencia. He was a really good guy. We used to chat about film a lot. He's come up with this quite like interesting idea where it's like a film within a film within a film about this killer sandwich and this like crew of filmmakers kind of making a horror film, and then it pulls out and the killer sandwich like eats the director, and then it pulls out again, then the killer sandwich eats the journalist. But it's got some interesting things to say about contemporary filmmaking gimmicks and things like that. So yeah, we're shooting that next week and working on landing one of these big films. I went for Judge Dredd at the moment, which should be fun. I have to get back to the gym. Better wrap this up.
What appeals to you about Judge Dredd?
Sorry?
What appeals to you about Judge Dredd?
I guess it's like it's gritty. I like that. Like it's a comic book, but it's gritty. Like there's a lot of junkies, and it's quite like a cursed world, and it's an interesting take on the future. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's it's an interesting take. And the character's cool, definitely cool. I mean, I can kick some ass. He's also got heart, you know. In the script, it shows he's got a lot of heart. Yeah, he helps out a rookie.